Hi everyone, welcome to Boarded Tanks with StewiejP. I'm Stewie and this is the Object 907. This is the one of the Clan Wars rewards tanks for, I think it was campaign 3 and 4 a year or so ago, or some time ago anyway. And this has been driven by MatchyHK. This is a double shot of Object 907 action from our old mate MatchyHK from DPX Clan. And in this replay on Lakeville, is platooned up with his old mate on 9999 Sun DPX, and early on he's spotted the T10 and he's probably being spotted by that T49 over in the town, and he's gone to one of his most favourite places to go on Lakeville, and that is the middle road. He loves going there in his Russian medium tanks because you can light up enemy tanks, which he's only really lit up that T10 and maybe the T49. Puts a blind shot into the usual camping spot where enemy tanks might be, where that T10 was last spotted. He takes and bounces a shot from the Leopard 1, who's obviously camping that ridgeline as well. You can see MatchyHK, he's got a mark of excellence on this tank. I'm tipping he's had it for a while. And T49 on the enemy side very kindly gives him the side of his hull, and he puts in an easy shot of over 300 hit points of damage. We're looking at the mini map on 9999. His platoon mate is heading towards the city. Matchy doesn't manage to put any damage into the T49 on that occasion, but he does take a little bit of damage. His mate on is, you can see On's over there with the E100 and the VK4502B. He's trying to get rid of that T49, and because that T49 is likely lighting up his platoon mate, and of course the T49 has got that derp gun which can be so devastating if it hits you. Doesn't quite land that shot. I think he shot the carcass of the RU251 there. But he's just sitting back, waiting for things to unfold. You can see the Batchat as well as the M103 have been lit near the city as the Grill takes away the dangerous Tier 8 American medium light tank. On 9999's moving into the city with the E100 and the VK, and of course the FV215B 183, the Death Star. And it looks like the city's not really in trouble, but before Matchy moves any further forward, he wants to make sure that his teammates commit to a fight in the city, so he doesn't get sniped out by the tanks that might be in the city. Object 130 gets spotted on the enemy side on that rear ridge line, and I think now that T49's gone, Matchy can confidently move a little bit forward and try and get a few more cheeky shots into the enemy team. He's already picked up 1,000 hit points of damage, and he's just looking at maximising his opportunity. He sees the M103, tracks him, gets 400 damage, assisted damage, and then he finishes off with 100 hit points for the kill. T54 moves out a little bit too far wide there, and of course then there's the arty, and you can't not shoot an artillery when one gets spotted. So Matchy puts the first shot into the artillery, and the Leopard BTA Tier 9 German medium tank gets rid of the pesky British Tier 9 artillery. And now he's trying to get into a position where he can flank the enemy side. Pretty confident that one went through. He gets lit. I don't know if he's getting lit by that Object 430 or if it's there it is, it's a T62A. Puts a shot into the strong turret but doesn't do any damage to the T62A, and he's got plenty of backup on that centre road now. Looks like the guys on Matchy's side who went the Valley of Death have comprehensively won that, but now they've got the TVP to contend with, and it looks like that TVP might be going around to flank the E4. Not much Matchy can do about the Valley, but he can help out with that T62A as well as that T54. He picked up some more assisted damage on the T54 because the T54 was tracked by Matchy as he got killed by the E100. ploughing through the city. Now Matchy can confidently move forward. He's still got 750 hit points of damage. On 99.99 Sun. Takes out the T62A. Matchy whacks another shot into the Leopard. Can he get the kill? He's leading it nicely. He does. Takes out the Tier 10 German medium tank. And now it looks like that Object 430 is running away like a little girl. He's probably, looks like he's spent the whole game on this ridgeline. Maybe if he had have helped his teammates in the city, this might have been a different result. But Matchy pushing through quite confidently now. The city's been won. The PTA's drowned himself. He probably tripped over one of those dead tanks, and now it's a case of Matchy getting around behind this tank destroyer, getting rid of him, and then before focusing on the TVP T5051, the new Czech autoloader at Tier 10. Looking for a shot on the cupola of the T30, but the angle just wasn't quite there. Doesn't want to risk getting shot by the T30, because the T30, even at Tier 9, has a pretty good gun, and the T30's focusing on his platoon mate. So Matchy tries to finish the job, and now Matchy's starting to get hit by the TVP. I think his platoon mate blocks the shot for him and leaves Matchy on 39 hit points of health in that replay. He's also picked up an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, not too shabby at all. An Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, Hand of God for surviving so many ricocheting shots. Bruiser, Duelist 5 for effect. The Spartan medal for surviving a ricochet or a non-penetrating shot from an enemy player when you're on less than 10% of your hit points, which is what happened at the end with that Czech Tier 10. And the Confederate for shooting more enemy tanks than anybody else has. As we look at the second page of the post-game battle results, you can see MatchyHK from DPX Clan has picked up 3,915 damage for his 3 kills, and he also topped the scoreboards with a base experience score of 1,226 base experience, and a lot of that experience and of course the Ace Tanker badge was due to 3,013 hit points of spotting damage, which is an awesome result and a bit of a profit, but he did cop a little bit of damage, and that would have made it a little bit harder to make some money, and as well as I think he might have fired some premium ammunition. I'm not exactly sure. It was a little bit too fast for me to keep up with. Ended up with 4,138 experience for that battle, and of course that was for a double, and it looks like some bonuses. As we move on to the second battle, this is a double shot of Object 907 action featuring MatchyHK from DPX Clan and on 99.99 Sun. This time on Sun is on his T11 OE5, the very popular Tier 10 American heavy tank, which you can often play it a little bit like a medium if you're that way inclined. It's got really good gun depression, a great turret, and pretty high DPM from memory. I could be wrong. I've got one and I absolutely love mine. Anyway, in this map on Tundra, you can see that there's only 4 Tier 10 tanks on each side. And of course, Matchy and Onsun are 2 of them. Onsun looks like he's going to make sure that the enemy don't sneak over the bridge and light up their artilleries, while Matchy does what medium tanks do and makes a mad dash for the hill. Of course, on Tundra, if you can get the hill, you're halfway there, or the donut, some people call it. And the enemy side only have 2 medium tanks, and traditionally it's the job of the medium tanks to take this hill. And one of the medium tanks is there is a Tier 9 Skoda T50, and there's the other one, the Baby Batchat, sniping from the back. Looks like some of the enemy heavy tanks, however, are contesting the hill. And look, I don't have an Object 907, but I believe the turret is pretty strong. It might not be the thickest, but I think it's very well rounded, so you are able to bounce shots all day long if you get yourself into a good position, which Matchy has. Now you saw he picked up 1,100 spotting damage. That's because the artillery, the Tier 8 artillery on Matchy's side, just took out that Baby Batchat for its full health, which is pretty handy. Good start to the scoreboard indeed. Now the E4 has taken out that German artillery piece, the one that killed the Baby Batchat. And when you look at the other side of the map, those top tier tanks are pushing pretty aggressively towards that AMX M449 Liberty, as well as a Conqueror gun carrier. So MatchyHK is going back to help his platoon mate and the rest of his team. Even though the scores it's even scores, it looks like the western side of the map is in a world of trouble. Before he goes, he wants to make sure he can do everything he can to help his team win this side of the flank. Looks like that Skoda might be reloading, the autoloader. So he gets some shots into the Skoda, as well as the Patriot tank, which there are so many of now. Another shot into the Skoda as it tries to run away. Even though the enemy have got plenty of numbers here, they do seem to be... The Skoda is running away pretty aggressively. Maybe he's after that IS-3. Scores 3 apiece. And he's a pretty accurate player, our MatchyHK. He doesn't miss many shots. Artie takes a good chunk out of the Conqueror's health, as that Skoda T50 finally gets killed by the little Tier 7 light tank, the T71 with the original American autoloader. That shot just misses the Patriot tank, the T26E5, and it's all guns blazing at the moment. He finally gets rid of the Patriot tank, but there's another one there. And even though it's only Tier 8, it does have a pretty strong turret. So it looks like Onsun is pretty much on his own on this bridge, taking on an E100, an E4, and the Batchat takes the E4 out, helping Onsun from a bit of a distance. But the Type 4 Heavy gets done by the IS-7, and now MatchyHK is looking for side shots on the M103, and one more shot will be enough. There it goes, giving his team the lead again at 7-6. He's picked himself up 1942 hit points of damage, 2 kills, but the score's only 7-6, which tells me it's only halfway. Now Onsun needs a bit of help. Onsun puts a shot into the E100. Looks like they're both focusing on Onsun. Bulldog takes out the M103. Matchy damages and tracks the E100, and he's just hoping he reloads before he takes his mate out, and he does. The score is now 9-8. Matchy's picked up 3 kills, nearly 3,000 hit points of damage. As the M41 Bulldog gets taken down, Matchy's desperately trying to save the Conqueror from this IS-7. Can he do it in time? He can't. The Conqueror gets killed, but Matchy does take that IS-7 down to a one-shot, leaving him on 350 odd health. Now he's only on 50 hit points of damage. One more shot will do it. He's tracked, he can't go anywhere, and he doesn't manage to get a shot into our mate MatchyHK. That's his 4th kill, and he's well and truly carrying this game. 3,461 hit points of damage. You can see on the mini-map a lot of those enemy tanks, the Tier 8 ones in any case, are still on that hill with the Conqueror, and the artillery still hasn't been spotted. So Matchy's going to try and find that Artie down here and take him out of the game, and once he's done that, it'll be all hands on deck on the Donut Hill on the eastern side. Pretty good looking tank, the Object 907. I've never had one, and I doubt I ever will, but it's a pretty good looking tank at all. Cops a big punch in the mouth from the Tier 10 Russian heavy tank, but he knows he's going to beat the reload as he picks up his 5th kill and makes the score a much more manageable 12-10. Now on 99.99, Sun is heading up to the donut, probably to try and make sure that the enemy don't run away, and Matchy's going to do the best he can to get there before the damage runs out. He's picked up 3,971 hit points of damage, but he would dearly like to add a little bit more damage to the game. He zooms out a little bit just to see where people might be, and he's searching, looking for more opportunistic shots. The baby Batchat kills the Conqueror, and that just leaves the 2 Tier 8 tanks, which should be easy pickings for these 2 platoon mates. Onsun picks up his 1st kill, taking out the Patriot tank. And if this is anything like one of my games, normally the last remaining tank will get killed just as I get into shooting distance, which is exactly what's happened to our mate MatchyHK. in the Object 907, but not a bad battle result at all. Another Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, Bruiser, Duelist, Fighter and Fire for effects. Damaged plenty of tanks there, as you can see on the right hand side of the screen. Also topped the scoreboards with 3,971 hit points of damage for 5 kills. Also picked up 2,621 spotting damage, and that was enough for an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. Also 1180 damage block. That's not too bad at all, especially in a medium tank. On 99.99, son, also had an absolute ripper of a game. 5,825 hit points of damage, blocked nearly 5,000 damage. Only did a little bit of spotting damage, but look at that. That's well over 10,000 hit points of damage and assisted damage from on 99.99 son at DPX Clan. MatchyHK in that game made a tidy profit, 32,500 profit with a premium account. Not bad for 6 minutes work, but an awesome couple of games from our mate MatchyHK from DPX Clan, featuring the Object 907, the Tier 10 Clan Wars campaign reward tank from Season 3 and 4, I think it was, the Russian medium. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks very much, Matchy. Don't forget to check out Matchy's YouTube channel. The link will be in the video description. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.